What can West Ham fans expect from Jesse Lingard if he was to sign for West Ham? We're going to be talking about what positions he could play, his goal numbers, what can he bring to this West Ham side. But before we get into it, guys, make sure you hit the subscribe button for more West Ham videos. Hit the like button if you haven't already. That would be greatly appreciated. But the first thing I will say, guys, Craig Dawson has taught me never to dismiss a signing again. The amount of West Ham fans, when we signed Craig Dawson, we were underwhelmed. We were supposed to be signing James Tarkowski, or trying to get in a 25, 30 million pound centre-back. We ended up with someone for the Championship. But look how well he has done. So I fully believe that if David Moyes wants Jesse Lingard, he feels like he can get a tune out of Jesse Lingard, he feels he can get Jesse Lingard's career back on the right track, then I fully back David Moyes in signing this player. Now, in terms of where would Jesse Lingard fit into this West Ham team, I'm recording this the morning after the Crystal Palace game. We won that game. We're sitting 4th in the league. So Jesse Lingard, if he was to come to West Ham, he's not starting straight away. I feel like Bowen, Fornals and Ben Rama have got that those 3 positions set at the moment, and it's the job for Lanzini and possibly Jesse Lingard to come in and try and displace them and try and prove off the bench why they should be starting. Now, in terms of Lanzini, I think Jesse Lingard goes straight above Lanzini in the pecking order. I feel like Lanzini has had a couple of chances now in the first team to display his qualities. Southampton away, West Brom at home, coming off to the bench, and he's had a better impact off the bench. But when it actually comes to starting games, I don't think Lanzini has hit the heights of some of the impact that he has had when he's actually come off the bench. In terms of positions, where would Jesse Lingard play? Now, I think one of the main driving factors in terms of David Moyes' recruitment is, can you play in more than one position? What is your versatility like? And we've already seen that Jesse Lingard, he is a very versatile player. He could cover West Ham on the left-hand side. He could play centre attacking midfield. He could play right attacking midfield. And he could probably do a job in centre midfield to cover either Souček or Declan Rice if one of them was to either get injured or suspended. And we have seen multiple signings. Ben Rama can play on the left, right or the centre. Bowen could possibly do a job up front. He could play on the left, he could play on the right. Same with Fornals. When you've got players that can interchange or play multiple positions, it can help you wonders. So I feel like that is one of the main driving factors when it comes to David Moyes' recruitment. He likes Jesse Lingard because of his versatility. But also another thing that he likes of Jesse Lingard, it's not what he does on the ball. We've seen that David Moyes, he spoke about side Ben Rama being, he's a very good player technically. We know he can do it technically, but he needs to buy into the way of West Ham playing off the ball. Are you going to work hard for the team? Are you going to cover distance? Are you going to maybe sacrifice some of your own technical ability or technical play in order to do what's best for the team? We saw that in abundance last night from side Ben Rama, winning the ball back from in central midfield, nicking the ball back off the 2 Crystal Palace midfielders. And that is why I feel like he loves, Jesse Lingard. Jesse Lingard, he's someone that fits the core, characteristics and morals of what David Moyes wants in a player. And I think it's very important that when we sign players, we're not just signing a player who's good technically but doesn't offer anything off the ball like Anderson, but we sign a player who's not only a good player but also is willing to get down, roll their sleeves up when it gets hard and try and do their best for the team, win the ball back, press high up the pitch, be defensively disciplined when it comes to maybe sitting a little bit deeper against some of the better teams. And I think Jesse Lingard fits that. I think Moyes knows that he's a good person as well. Jesse Lingard has had some difficult issues off the pitch, I've been told. Family, his mother's ill when he has to look after his mum and then sort of be a carer to his own children as well as his siblings. So it's been a difficult time for Jesse Lingard off the pitch. But if Moyes can get a tune out of him, then we should 100% bring him on board. Whilst I believe we possibly don't actually need him, if Moyes thinks that he can bring another dynamic to this West Ham attack, we've seen in previous games that we've had 5 or 6 players, defensive players on the bench. So why not get another extra attacking player on there who could maybe bring a little bit different, something different in terms of the West Ham team. Now let's talk about his goals, because when you're a player that is playing in that final third of the pitch and you're contributing to creating chances, having shots or assists, you're going to be judged on the amount of goals you score and the amount of assists that you have for the team. Now, his best season was the 2017-2018 season for Manchester United. I think it was maybe under Jose Mourinho, but he was one of the focal points. He was one of the first names on the team sheet because Jose Mourinho liked him because he's off the ball work rate. However, 33 games that season, 8 goals, 5 assists in the Premier League, that is. Now, that's 13 goal contributions in 33 games. Now, in terms of injuries, what we could expect, it looks like this guy, in terms of the amount of games he plays, he doesn't pick up that many injuries. It looks like he can play a fairly decent amount of games, so that's obviously good news. We don't want to be trying to bring in players that possibly have got an injury record of being someone who's injury prone. But 13 goal contributions in 33 games, just a little bit under 1 goal contribution every 3 games. That ain't too bad. If you're getting a goal or assist every 3 games, I think that is pretty decent. I really do think that is pretty decent. But that season as a whole, so we're including, Europa League, we're talking the FA Cup, we're talking the EFL Cup. 48 games he played that season. So he played a huge chunk of Manchester United's fixtures. Again, emphasising the fact that he can play a lot of games, which of course for West Ham is always good news. 13 goals, 7 assists, 20 goal contributions in 48 games. So well under 1 goal or assist every 3 games. And if David Moyes thinks that he can come in and do a job, then sign him. In terms of his wages, I understand that he's on about £100,000 per week or a little bit more. That's a lot. That is a lot for a player. We've seen that Manchester United's wage budget in terms of they give players, average players, a lot of money. Phil Jones is on over 100k a week. Ashley Young was on well over 100k a week. And that is why they find it difficult to offload some of these players. Now, in terms of his wages, I feel like if Jesse Lingard, he hasn't played a lot of football the last season or two. So if he was to come in and be like, right, I'll take 60 grand a week, I think that represents a very good gamble. In terms of a loan or a permanent, there's been, talk of which one it would be. Now, it does look like that side Ben Rama is going to sign permanent. I know it was an obligation anyway, so essentially all they are doing is moving that obligation 6 months forward. So, we can sign him as a permanent transfer now, gives us a domestic loan, and we should be able to bring Jesse Lingard in on loan. I would like to see an option. I would like to see us West Ham to have maybe an option of maybe £5 to £6 million to possibly sign him. Then I would say that is, that is pretty decent business. In terms of, his transfer value, this is someone not too long ago that was playing in the England squad. We have to remember that. In the World Cup, scoring fantastic goals, his ability to drive up the pitch with the ball. They used to call him Lingard Messi because of his ability, his low centre of gravity to sort of weave in and out of defenders. And for me, if David Moyes, I've said this multiple times now in this video, if David Moyes, feels like that he's going to make an improvement or he's going to give us something extra, something different in terms of that 3 just behind, and he can do maybe a job in multiple positions, whilst us West Ham fans, when we first heard it, well, Lingard hasn't done much the last couple of seasons, could be classed as inconsistent, but I feel like if you actually look at the whole picture in terms of what he may have experienced off the pitch, in terms of what David Moyes actually sees in him in terms of his work rate, in terms of him being a good person, in terms of what he's done for charity, and obviously the difficult times of what he could potentially bring to this West Ham team, a team player. And that's what we need. West Ham need to find a balance between a good player, a good team player, and a good person. Combine the 3 all together, and then that is a good mix and a good sort of, solution in terms of just growing this West Ham team and just making this West Ham team even more as a family kind of thing. But guys, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Check out my other West Ham videos, and I'll catch you next video. See you later.